Conor, great to see you, mate. As always, looking nice and casual for a little trip down the gym. How's life?
Yeah, good, mate. Life's great, splendid.
When you're away, I guess, after a big fight, you know, the massive fight that we had in November in the time frame, what does life look like for Conor Benn in the downtime? So
Sure, believe it or not, I just want to get back in the gym, start back training, stay in routine, stay in structure, because I'm one of them fighters that need structure, that need routine. I'm disciplined, and my work ethic's unmatched. So I just want to keep going, keep it moving. For me, it's just important to just stay on the grind. Do you know what I mean? And you'd think that over the Christmas period, that I'd slack, that I'd relax and enjoy the pleasures of life. But the reality is that I was back in the gym week after. I ran 11 kilometres this morning. So I just keep training every single day, to be honest. But I need it more for my sanity than anything else.
How many times have you watched the fight back?
I've actually still not watched it back.
Not once?
No, because this is what I do. I can't. I'm my harshest critic, and it bothers the life out of me. See, the first fight, I couldn't watch it for. I didn't watch it for ages until I started camp for the second fight, so I could adjust and correct the mistakes that I made. And I've still not watched the second fight. I have no interest in watching the second fight because I know there was some mistakes I made in the fight that I will have to correct. But when it comes down to time to correct them, I'll study it. But I won't just sit back and watch it and get pleasure out of watching it.
What made that night so special?
It wasn't even the night. It was the week. It was the camp. It was the lead up. For me, it was redemption. A lot of people said I can't do it. I think 3 years ago, if you said you're jumping up to 160, people would go, yeah, there's no chance. He's fought Ildrim, he's fought Billy Joe, he's fought DeGale, he's fought Smith. And then you've got a welterweight in me, and people going, not giving me a chance. So I'm glad that the first fight delivered and done what it said it was going to do, and done what I said I was going to do. Because most fighters don't deliver. They talk about it, but are you really about it? So for me, that was a big box ticked. And then the second fight was just about adjustments and correction. Using my feints, my agility, my speed, my boxing brain, sticking to the game plan over emotions. So for me, that was really important to make sure that I got that right, because if I'd lost the second fight, I've just got to go, Eubank's a better fighter than me. He's a better boxer than me. But I know he ain't. So it was hard for the first fight because I feel like I let myself down, and I really wanted to correct it and make the adjustments needed, whether it was as entertaining or not. I know I can go there. I know I can do that. I have that fight. If you want to stand there and we have that sort of fight, I can do that. But I wanted to show that actually, you know what, I can box, I can stay disciplined, I can use my boxing brain, I can use my feints, my speed, my agility, my athleticism, and also it was a piece of piss. 12 rounds easy. Could have done 15 rounds at that pace.
Before the rematch, there was a few talking points. I wonder if there's a world where Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. go on a world tour and are friends. Have you spoke to him at all since?
No, I have no interest in speaking to him at all. I'd fight him 168.
What have you made of that? It seems like the journey's going to continue for Eubank Jr.
Yeah, listen. No doubt. Just for some reason, I think I would be expecting a phone call. But when he realises 168 is not for him. And who's he going to fight at 168? I think he should call it a day, me personally. I think he should sail off into the sunset. It's always hard sailing off into the sunset, with a loss. But I think he should call it a day. He's got two twin boys, two beautiful twin boys that are coming into this world. And, sometimes you need to prioritise your health and safety over anything else.
Has your opinion on him changed since the two fights, though?
In what way? He's not my cup of tea. That will be from now until forever and ever, and that is what it is. But it's perfectly fine. I sometimes don't like you, Jamie. Do you know what I mean? And it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, you slag me off quite a lot.
We're here to do a job, and that's it. You just got to keep it professional.
Purely business.
Exactly.
Yeah. You slag my hair off.
All the time. What's there of it?
I don't say.
You got to keep that in there now.
I don't say anything about your hair. So.
Yeah, you do.
The fans can make their mind up.
The hair that I don't have, that I now have.
Just remember, my beard's real. All right?
Yeah.
We'll keep that beard as well.
man. You just keep digging, you are.
All that
Because
work
I'm
to
just going
shave
to
it
get
off,
up. I'm
eh?
just going to get up and walk out in a minute, mate.
No, don't do that. Sponsored by Gillette, though.
Yeah. Go on, give me that sponsorship.
You two have been.
But yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he ain't my cup of tea. But ultimately, how can you not respect a man that I shared blood with? Do you know what I mean? We both gave a part of ourselves to the public. I literally gave a part of myself to the public. I took years of my life in that fight for the public, for you guys. You know, and he done the same. So I respect him for that. Anything I don't respect him for is the excuses. You know, him laying in the hospital bed with a camera up his ass for IBS. There's no need for that. Do you know what I mean? You were good enough to step in the ring and think you were going to beat me and talk the talk. Are you a fraud or are you about it? Are you a fraud then? So is that what you're saying? So that talk was all bollocks. You went in there and you knew you won 100%. You know, so for me, whenever I've had fights, I tore the tendon in my hand for a week before one of my fights. Did anyone hear me say anything? No, because nobody cares. Did you hear about my injuries in the first fight with Eubank in camp? No one cares. Would I bring it up? No one cares. You know, ultimately, we go there and we fight with our hearts, we fight with everything we have. You can't just come in and go, oh yeah, but you know, I had a sore belly.
You two have always been connected in one way or another, and you're also connected with the Ring Awards as well, coming up very soon.
I congratulate him. No, I don't think there's any fighter on the planet that could have brought out what he brought out in me that night. You know, I genuinely don't think so. I do believe if it was welterweight and we had 8-ounce gloves on, it'd be no contest. It wouldn't even be there'd be no comparison. And you know what I keep thinking about it is? Now I'm down below 160, I'm walking around now about 157. I am not a middleweight. Do you understand? So the fact that I've just gone up 3 years and fought him at middleweight and then dropped back down to now 147, I ain't no middleweight. Do you know what I mean? So it would have been a no contest, but irrelevant of what it is, you know, we both gave everything we had to for the supporters. And you know, it didn't just deliver once, it delivered twice.
It's round 12 for round of the year in your first fight and the first fight for fight of the year. Would it mean anything to you to win those despite the fight not going your way on the night?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, listen, I prefer the first fight over the second fight. I mean, don't get me wrong, the second fight was a better night because I won. But the first fight, there was something special about that night. For me, if people ask me what was your favourite fight, I'll probably be the one that I lost. And ultimately, it ain't about a win or a loss when you have that sort of fight. It's just about entertaining the public and pouring your heart out. That was me pouring everything I had into me out, and there was nothing more I could have done with how I felt on the night. You know, I was full of rage and anger, and I just wanted to go in there and inflict pain and damage. It wasn't even about winning. It was about me just going in there and hurting him, which I done. And that was my goal. I didn't go back to the table and did I win that round? Did I win that round? I was up 30 seconds before the bell to even go to let me at him again. And that was my mindset that night.
Well, I know you're in New York next week, which we'll talk about, but maybe you can go up on the stage and collect the award together if you win.
Might give him a cuddle.
Big night in New York next week. How do you see that fight unfolding?
Shakur Teo. I mean, Shakur's on smoke, you know. Like, he messages me saying, like, I'm going to put it on you and all that, and, like, you know, you're going to get it next. And, like he's on smoke. I rate it for a little man. But I think Teo can cause an upset. Shakur, don't get me wrong, I think I'm all about entertainment. Me personally, like, what I like to see is, you know, entertainment and blood and, you know, guts and pride. Shakur don't have to go there because he's so gifted and so talented. And I really liked what I saw when he fought Zepeda. Like, he looked sharp and it was exciting. But then he's come out in an interview after and said he's not doing that again. But he looked unbelievable. People want to skip to the money mate. People forget the pretty boy, Floyd. You know, it's where he was a savage, you know, and was entertaining. But watching him fight Zepeda, you know, razor sharp, you know, incredible ring IQ. But I think Teo is a bigger man and can cause some problems. Teo's ring IQ, sharpness, speed, agility, power is up there. So, you know, I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I back Teo to win.
Saw the press conference yesterday for Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. Just want to play you this.
Conor Benn got a pretty good fan base in the UK. Would love to go international with it. So, you know, we're focused on what we're focused on, but I would love that.
How do you see that fight unfolding between...
The reality is, I can't even tell you, but I think it's a sausage, though.
Ryan?
Yeah, I think Ryan's a sausage.
But how do you see the fight going in the ring with Barrios?
It could get cooked. It could.
People were talking about a massive fight between you and Ryan Garcia, Cinco de Mayo. What would it mean to you to be involved in this spectacle?
Listen, if he gets the WBC world title, that fight is huge. That sells out stadium here at Wembley. I'll be willing to hold that to June, July to do that fight in Wembley, providing there's a guarantee, because he's such a liability. Ultimately, as I said, I ran 11k this morning, fasted. Yesterday I was up at 5:45 in the morning training. You know, so for me, I'm like, I could just be active and be out there, but at the same time, I want the biggest commercial fights. I want the biggest fights that can possibly be made in boxing. You know, whether that be me jumping up to 160. I won't turn down jumping up to 160 to fight a fight if it makes sense and if it's a massive commercial fight. I won't turn down fights at 154. It's a big commercial, massive fight. Ultimately, my goal is to get that WBC world title. You know, for me, I set out at the start of my career, almost been pro 10 years, to win that WBC world title, to be made #1 mandatory for the WBC world title belt against the winner of Barrios-Garcia. That's a dream, and to be sitting in this position now after the past few years, it is a dream. You know, to come off the Eubank win and have the fight of the year, first fight, come back and change and adapt my style and win the second fight, to then fight for the WBC world title. You've got to admit that's some year. But, you know, no doubt this year I'll be WBC world champion. Whether that means I hold out for my mandatory spot, or do we fight Rolly in the meantime? They're all possibilities. They're all mega fights. But the WBC for me is the one where I feel like it's written in the stars.
Knowing how dedicated you are though with the early starts, you know, out of camp, so to speak, would it be difficult for you to wait that long?
Not really, because I like to learn a lot about myself over the years, Jamie, how does Conor Benn work? Out of camp for me was always hard. I always struggled. For me, it was really challenging. It was just really challenging. I found it really hard being out of camp, because I go from a structured routine to then no man's land and sort of just free falling into oblivion, and I really struggled with that. And I always used to think to myself, how can I have everything I want in this world and struggle when I'm living people's dream? And it really is bizarre. And it's only when you sort of sit down and you go, okay, this is what I need. Every morning, without fail, I run. Every morning, without fail. No matter if Eli had me up at 3 in the morning, I run. No matter if, you know, I'm tired, I run. No matter if I'm sick, I run. No matter if I'm, whatever it is, I run. Running for me is like my head clearer. It's my safe place, and it starts me off for the day. You know, I think everybody can sort of understand that everyone has their thing. Mine is running, and I clear my head.
Do you think
But can I wait? Of course I can. But I need a guarantee. I need to guarantee that I will fight before June, July. The mega fights will get made. Otherwise, I just want to be active.
I know it was never massively easy for you to make 147, but you know the big question that everyone's asked is, after the 2 fights at middleweight against Eubank, how will Conor Benn's body react to making 147 again? How do you feel you perform that way?
People say that, and a lot of people doubt me again. You know, it's like, okay, but maybe your fighter isn't as disciplined as I am. So the trainer's saying, yeah, you can't just do that. Well, your fighter ain't as disciplined as I am. And what do you know? Have you done it? Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's, again, whether it's true or not, I get that chip on my shoulder. That's what made me run 11k this morning, 11.5k. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's what makes me train. And that's what makes me work hard. You know, it's my chip on my shoulder. So for me, I'll be like, all right, cool, watch. You got to remember, back when, do you think people would have thought I'd have sold out 2 stadium shows? Or been number 1 in the mandatory position? Or had the world champions at 147 call me out when I ain't fought there for 3 years? Do you know what I'm saying? So if I'd listened to them, I wouldn't have done nothing. Because delusional is what got me where I am. Being delusional is what got me where I am. Or was it delusional, or was it just confidence? Do you know what I mean? So for me, cool, I'll be disciplined over Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I'll make the bag. I'll secure my future, my kids' future. I'll make some serious money. And I'll still stay disciplined over Christmas. I'll still lose weight. I'll still diet. No fight day in sight. I'll stay disciplined over the new year. I'll stay disciplined on holiday. I'll stay disciplined and train when I don't feel like it. I'll do the slow fat burning runs, which I find really jarring, but I'll do them. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm sitting down, I'm lighter than welterweights out of camp right now. You know, and that's because I stay disciplined. I don't care what anybody says. My work ethic is unmatched. And I'll stay disciplined and I'll get my weight down and I will focus on making sure I don't crash my weight so that I give myself every best chance in winning a world title. And that's what I do. Fuck everybody else, man. I'm fucking tired of hearing this shit. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Watch me, man. And I know you're one of them, Jamie.
Never. I don't doubt you. Final question. Dalton Smith.
Yes.
Brit's got a new world champion.
Yes.
What did you make of that? And I guess, look, if the time comes for him to move up to 147, who knows, right?
Who knows? Do you know what I mean? I rate Dalton. I like Dalton. I like his family. I like his dad. You know, when you see the father and son duo in boxing, you love it. You have to love it. But to go over there into America and beat a guy that's had 95% knockout ratio and beat him at his own game, that's what it's about, isn't it? A lot of people talk about it. Dalton's about it. He loves it. He lives it and breathes it. He's a fighter. Do you know what I mean? You know, not many people are like that. A lot of people talk about it, but then when it comes down to it and push comes to shove, people aren't about it. And he inspires fighters and the younger generation coming through with doing what he done from where he's from and where he started. You know, all the way through and all the way to the top.
Well, Conor, enjoy America. Great to see you. Great to catch up. I'm sure we won't see you in any interviews in America while you're there. I think you'll be nice and quiet, won't you, actually, when you're over there.
Shout out.
Be a miracle if we see you. Conor Benn, ladies and gentlemen. That hurt, actually.